My child, stop right now. Do not scroll. Do not tell yourself you will come back to this later. I am speaking to you in this very moment because this moment matters more than you realize. What you are hearing right now is not random, and it is not an accident. I have interrupted your day because I love you too much to remain silent. This is your warning, and it is wrapped in mercy. A door is still open, but it will not remain open forever. I know how easy it is to delay me. I know how convincing the voice sounds that says, I'll change later, or I'll obey when things calm down, or I still have time. But hear me clearly, my child. Time is not as unlimited as you think. There are seasons I appoint, and there are moments I mark. When those moments pass, they do not always return in the same form. That is why I am calling you now. Not tomorrow, not next week, not when it feels comfortable. You may feel a tightening in your chest as you listen. That is not fear. That is recognition. Something in your spirit knows I am talking directly to you. You have felt this nudge before, this gentle pressure to move, to decide, to let go, to step forward. And each time, you told yourself you would answer me later. But later has a cost. Delay has a consequence. Silence does not always mean permission. I am not yelling at you. I am not condemning you. I am standing at the door and knocking, and I am telling you the truth because I am a good father. Warnings are not threats. Warnings are love that refuses to abandon you. If this message did not matter, I would not be speaking so clearly. If it were already too late, I would not be calling your name. This is why you must stay with me through this message. Do not skip. Do not minimize it. Do not let distractions steal what I am trying to place in your hands. And as an act of obedience and love, I want you to do something simple right now. Like this message. Comment so your voice aligns with what I am speaking. Share this with 3 people who need to hear it before their door closes. Hype this video so it reaches those I am calling, and subscribe so you stay connected to what I am releasing in this season. This is not about numbers. This is about obedience and impact. My child, I am not trying to scare you. I am trying to save you time, pain, and regret. I am trying to keep you from standing one day saying, I wish I had listened. This is your moment of clarity. This is the pause before a decision. This is mercy speaking before movement is required. Stay with me. Listen closely. What I am about to reveal next is the reason this warning exists at all. My child, before I say anything else, I need you to know this truth deep in your heart. I see you. Not a surface glance, not a distant awareness, but a complete knowing. I see the private battles you never speak about. I see the questions you carry silently, the weight you wake up with, and the thoughts that visit you late at night when everything is quiet. You are not overlooked. You are not misunderstood by me. You are fully known, and still fully loved. I see how long you have been standing in between, not fully moving forward, but no longer at peace staying where you are. I see the hesitation that comes from past disappointment, the fear of making the wrong choice, the exhaustion of trying before and feeling like it didn't work. I see how you tell others you are fine while inside you feel stuck, unsure, and tired of wrestling with the same decision over and over again. You wonder sometimes if you missed your moment. You ask yourself if you waited too long, if your delay disqualified you, if your silence pushed me away. Hear me clearly, my child. Your questions do not offend me. Your weakness does not surprise me. And your struggle does not cancel my calling on your life. I have watched every step, every pause, every almost obedience. Nothing about your journey has been hidden from me. I know the exact reason you hesitated. I know where fear spoke louder than faith. I know where comfort felt safer than obedience. I know where you told yourself it was wisdom, but deep down you knew it was avoidance. And still, I did not turn away from you. I stayed near. I waited patiently, not because I was unsure, but because I was giving you space to choose freely. You may feel like others are moving ahead while you are standing still. You may feel forgotten, behind, or overlooked. But I do not measure your life the way you do. I do not rush you out of impatience, and I do not abandon you in delay. I have been present in every quiet moment where you thought nothing was happening. Even in your waiting, I was working. There are tears you never showed anyone that I counted. There are prayers you whispered that you thought went unanswered, but I heard every word. There are moments you felt unworthy to even ask me for help, yet I remained close, listening, ready. You are not distant from me right now. In fact, this message itself is proof of how near I am. I am speaking to you like this because you matter to me personally. Not as part of a crowd, not as one among many, but as my child. I am not addressing a general audience. I am addressing your heart. The very things you thought disqualified you are the things I have been using to prepare you. The delay you regret has taught you discernment. The pain you endured has softened your heart. The waiting has trained your ears to recognize my voice. You are seen. You are known. And you are still invited. My child, I need you to understand this clearly, because misunderstanding this truth has kept many from walking fully in what I prepared for them. A warning is not rejection. A warning is love speaking before loss. I do not warn those I have abandoned. I warn the ones I care deeply about. When I speak urgently, it is because something precious is still within reach, but time is involved. You have been taught to believe that grace means unlimited delay, that you can always respond later and nothing will change. But hear me gently and truthfully. Grace has seasons. Favor has windows. Opportunity has timing. When I invite you to move, it is because the moment has been prepared to meet your obedience. When that moment passes, I can still bless you, but it may not look the same. Some doors, once closed, do not reopen in the same way. This is not because I stop loving you. My love does not change. This is because life moves forward, and obedience partners with timing. Delay slowly trains your heart to resist my voice. What once felt like a nudge begins to feel distant. What once stirred conviction begins to feel optional. And before you realize it, what you called waiting has become disobedience without intention. I need you to hear this without fear. I am not punishing you. I am protecting you. I am trying to keep you from missing what aligns perfectly with who you are becoming. You think waiting keeps you safe, but sometimes waiting is what costs you clarity. You think postponing obedience keeps you comfortable, but comfort can quietly replace calling. The door I am speaking about is not just external. It is internal. It is a door of sensitivity, responsiveness, and trust. When you respond quickly, your spirit stays tender. When you delay repeatedly, your heart grows cautious, guarded, and slow to move. This is why I speak now, not to pressure you, but to awaken you. You have told yourself you will act when you feel more ready. But readiness often follows obedience and not the other way around. You have told yourself you will move when the fear disappears. But courage is born when you step forward while fear is still present. I am not asking you to be perfect. I am asking you to be willing. This warning exists because I want you aligned, not rushed. Awake, not anxious. Obedient, not afraid. I'm showing you the truth now so you can choose wisely while the door is still open. And my child, as this truth settles in your spirit, hear me in this moment. Because when I speak, I also invite you to help me carry this light further. If this message is watering your heart, I am asking you to help me water others. When you give through Super Thanks, membership, or PayPal, you are sowing seed into ground you may never see, but I see every soul it reaches. I am the one who said that when seed is sown, a harvest will come, pressed down and overflowing. I am speaking to you now, because this is not just generosity, it is obedience in motion. Let your giving become oil that keeps this flame burning, a river that carries my voice to those standing before their own closing doors. I bless what you release, and I command you now, give, and watch how I multiply it far beyond your sight. My child, now that you know the truth, I need to speak to you with the honesty of a father who loves you too much to let you stay where you are. This is not condemnation. This is correction, and correction is proof of care. I am not here to shame you for what you didn't do. I am here to redirect you toward what still can be done. There are things you have allowed to remain in your life longer than they should have. Habits you excused. Comfort you protected. Voices you listened to that were never meant to guide you. You told yourself it wasn't that serious, that it could wait, that you would deal with it later. But later quietly turned into a pattern, and the pattern began shaping you in ways you never intended. I need you to understand this clearly. Silence is not approval. Just because I was patient does not mean I was pleased. My patience was mercy, not permission. I gave you time to respond, not time to settle. And now I am calling you to adjust, not out of anger, but out of alignment. You have been negotiating with me instead of trusting me. You have tried to keep parts of your life untouched while asking me to bless the rest. But I do not divide hearts. I heal them. I do not force obedience, but I do require honesty. You know the area I am speaking about. I have pointed to it more than once. Each time, you felt the nudge and pushed it aside. I am not asking you to fix everything at once. I am asking you to stop pretending nothing needs to change. There are relationships that are draining what I am trying to build. There are patterns that dull your spiritual hearing. There are choices you keep repeating because they feel familiar, not because they are right. Familiarity is not safety. Sometimes it is the very thing keeping you stuck. Hear me, my child. I am not disappointed in you, but I will not lie to you. If you continue down the same path, the outcome will not suddenly change. Love tells the truth even when it is uncomfortable. Love warns before loss becomes permanent. That is what I am doing now. You do not need to fear my correction. My correction is gentle, but it is firm. I am asking you to let go of what no longer serves the future I am calling you into. You cannot carry yesterday's weight into tomorrow's door. Something must be set down so something greater can be picked up. You may feel resistance rising in you as I speak. That resistance is not from me. It is from the part of you that has grown attached to delay. But obedience does not mean you lose yourself. It means you finally find who you were meant to be. I am redirecting you because I see where this road leads. I am guiding you because I know what waits ahead. Trust me enough to change direction while you still can. This direction is not the closing of a door. It is me turning you toward the right one before it is too late. Stay with me. What comes next is strength for the step I am asking you to take. My child, take a breath with me. I know the weight of what you just heard. Correction can feel heavy when your heart is already tired. But I need you to know this now, clearly and gently. You are not weak for struggling. You are not failing because you hesitated. And you are not alone in this moment. If I am calling you forward, it is because I am ready to strengthen you for the step ahead. I never point out what must change without also providing what you need to change it. I do not expose weakness to leave you discouraged. I reveal it so I can heal it. The same voice that corrects you is the voice that carries you. You are not expected to do this in your own strength. You were never meant to. You have told yourself, I don't have enough faith yet, or I'm not strong enough right now. But strength is not something you gather before obedience. Strength is released when you say yes. The moment you begin to move toward me, I meet you there. I steady your steps. I quiet the noise. I place courage where fear used to sit. You may feel behind, but you are not out of reach. You may feel tired, but you are not empty. I have been restoring you in ways you could not see. Even your waiting was not wasted. I used it to soften you, to humble you, to teach you dependence instead of control. You are more prepared than you realize. I know you are afraid of failing again. I know you remember what happened the last time you tried. But hear me, my child. This step is not a repeat of your past. You are not the same person you were then. You have grown. You have learned. And I am closer now because you finally know you need me. I am not asking you to run. I am asking you to trust me enough to walk. One step, one decision, one act of obedience. That is all. I will not rush you, but I will not leave you standing still. I am patient, but I am present. And my presence changes what feels impossible. When your thoughts begin to overwhelm you, remember this. I would not warn you if you were incapable of responding. I would not call you if you were unable to answer. The very fact that you are still hearing my voice means the door is not closed. There is still grace. There is still time. And there is still strength available to you right now. Lean on me. Let me carry what you cannot. You do not have to understand everything to obey me. You only need to trust that I am good, and that I am guiding you with love. I am not setting you up for loss. I am leading you toward life. You are not walking into this alone. I am going before you. I am beside you, and I am within you. Take heart, my child. You are stronger than you think, because I am the one strengthening you. My child, now I want you to listen not with fear, but with trust. Because what I am about to speak is not a warning, it is a promise. I do not call you to obedience without already knowing the outcome. I do not ask you to surrender without preparing what will follow. When I lead you toward good, even when the path feels unfamiliar. If you respond to me now, I will not leave you confused or exposed. I will cover you. I will guide you. I will open what needs to open and close what no longer protects you. You are not stepping into uncertainty alone. You are stepping into alignment with my will, and alignment always brings peace, even when it requires courage. I promise you this. Obedience will not waste you. It will not diminish you. It will not strip you of joy. It will refine you, strengthen you, and position you where grace can meet you fully. You fear that saying yes will cost you too much, but what you are holding on to is already costing you more than you realize. I am not a God who rushes you, but I am a God who honors trust. When you move in obedience, even with trembling hands, I move with favor. I arrange what you could never control. I soften hearts you thought were closed. I provide in ways that do not make sense on paper. This is what happens when you trust my timing instead of your own understanding. There are things ahead of you that require the decision you are making now. There are blessings that cannot follow delay. There are doors that only open from the side of obedience. I am not withholding from you. I am waiting for you to step into the place where I can release what I have prepared. You may not see the full picture yet, but I see it clearly. I see where this road leads. I see the peace that settles in your heart when you stop resisting my voice. I see the relief that comes when you no longer have to carry what I never asked you to hold. I see the joy that returns when you are finally aligned with who you were created to be. Trust my timing, my child. I am never late. I am never careless with your life. If I am asking you to move now, it is because now is the moment that protects you. It is the moment that positions you. It is the moment that prepares you for what comes next. I promise to walk with you through the transition. I promise to give you clarity as you need it, not all at once, but step by step. I promise that when you let go of what I am asking you to release, I will replace it with something that brings life, not loss. You are safe with me. You are guided by me. And you are held by promises that do not fail. Obey me, not because you are afraid of what will close, but because you trust what I am opening for you. My child, this is the moment where listening must turn into movement. Not rushed movement, not emotional promises, but a quiet, decided yes in your spirit. You have heard me. You have recognized my voice. Now I am asking you to respond. Not tomorrow. Not when everything feels clear. Now, while your heart is still open and your spirit is still tender. I am not asking you to perform. I am asking you to choose. Choice is powerful. Heaven responds to it. The moment you decide to trust me, even before you see the result, something shifts. Chains loosen. Confusion breaks. Direction begins to form. You do not need to know every step. You only need to stop standing still. This is the point where many turn back, not because they do not believe, but because belief feels safer than obedience. But faith that never moves remains incomplete. I am calling you into living faith. Faith that steps forward while the ground still feels unfamiliar. Faith that speaks yes even when the voice shakes. Right now, I want you to talk to me honestly. Not with polished words, not with religious language. Just truth. Tell me what you are afraid of. Tell me where you have been resisting. Tell me what you have been holding back. I already know, but confession opens the door for freedom. When you bring it into the light, it loses its power over you. If repentance is needed, do not avoid it. Repentance is not humiliation. It is release. It is the moment you stop carrying what I never asked you to hold. When you turn toward me, I do not meet you with judgment. I meet you with mercy and strength. I am asking you to take one real step. The step may be letting go of something you know is not aligned. It may be reaching out, walking away, starting something, or ending something. It may be as simple as choosing obedience in a place you have delayed for too long. Do not wait for the feeling to change. Let obedience lead, and the feeling will follow. This moment matters because it trains your heart. Every time you respond to me quickly, your spirit becomes more sensitive. My voice becomes clearer. Peace becomes easier to recognize. But every time you delay, it becomes harder to distinguish my prompting from your own thoughts. That is why I am calling you now. Not to pressure you, but to protect the connection between us. You may feel weak, but this is not about your strength. It is about your surrender. Surrender is not giving up. It is placing your trust where it belongs. When you surrender, I step in. When you say yes, I supply what you lack. Choose me in this moment. Choose trust over comfort. Choose obedience over delay. Choose faith over fear. I am not asking you to leap blindly. I am asking you to place your hand in mine and take the next step together. This is your activation moment. Let it be marked by courage, honesty, and trust. I am here. I am ready. And I am waiting for your yes. My child, come and rest here with me for a moment. You have listened. You have felt the weight and the hope of what I have spoken. Now let peace settle over you. This message was never meant to leave you anxious or afraid. It was meant to wake you up gently, to realign your heart, and to remind you that you are deeply loved and carefully guided. This was your warning, yes, but more than that, it was your invitation. An invitation to step into clarity instead of confusion, to choose obedience instead of delay, to walk forward with me instead of standing still on your own. The door I spoke of was never meant to frighten you. It was meant to show you how valuable this moment truly is. You are not leaving this message empty-handed. You are leaving with awareness, strength, and direction. You know now that I see you. You know that my correction came from love. You know that my promises still stand. And most importantly, you know that the door is still open because you can still hear my voice. As you move forward from here, do not rush, but do not retreat. Walk with intention. Let your choices reflect what you have received. And remember, you do not walk alone. I go before you. I walk beside you. I remain within you. Even when the path feels quiet, my presence does not leave. Hold on to this truth. Obedience brings peace that comfort never could. Trust brings rest that control never provided. And alignment with me always leads you into life, even when it requires courage. And now, my child, before you go, I want you to help me one more time. This message was not only for you. There are others standing at the edge of their own moment, unaware that their door is about to close. I need you to help me reach them. Like this message so it is lifted higher. Comment so your voice agrees with what I am doing. Share this with 3 people who need to hear it before it is too late. Subscribe and hype this video so my warning, wrapped in mercy, reaches hearts I am calling right now. When you do this, you are not promoting content. You are spreading light. And as this message comes to rest, hear me clearly in this final moment. If you want to help me keep these doors open for others, now is the time to act. I am calling you to sow into this work through Super Thanks, membership, or PayPal. When you give, you are placing seed into fertile ground, and I am the Lord of the harvest. I see every gift, and I bless every hand that releases in faith. Your giving becomes light for someone else's darkness, oil for someone else's waiting lamp. The PayPal donation links are waiting for you in the video description and shown through the QR code on your screen. Do not hesitate. Do not delay. Obey me now, and watch how I multiply what you place in my hands. Go in peace, my child. Walk forward with confidence. The door you need is still open, and I am with you as you step through.